In today's basic of stamping, this is how to get started with paper. Our designer series papers and cardstocks are an amazing quality of paper that you can add to your crafting for card making, scrapbooking, and more. This is Jamie with gettingcrafty.net. So we're going to take this great card and show you some simple techniques to elevate your crafting and celebrate the season of fall. If you haven't already, take a second, subscribe to this channel and hit that bell. And don't miss out on our upcoming series. The basics of stamping and crafting are a great way to improve your card making skills. Let's go ahead and dive in right now. So we're going to be embracing 2 stamp sets in Your Words, which is a limited edition celebration stamp set. It's absolutely free and with a minimum purchase. And then we also have the Seasons of Fun, which is a reduced stamp set cost for hostesses who host a private class or place a qualifying order. Both of those would be free for you. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So this sweet little fall themed boy, it can actually be a girl too, with beautiful designer series paper. I'm going to teach you some of the basics of what we're going to do. You need a high quality paper cutter. Stampin' Up! Has a wonderful paper cutter that I love because it does both scoring and cutting on the same track. It's lightweight, it has a great extendable arm, super fun and easy. Let's go ahead, I'm going to turn it, no, I think I'll stick it this way just so you guys can see it. Right there, and you can see the measuring here, and if we needed to extend it, we could. So there are 2 different weights of our cardstocks that I really would love to highlight. The cinnamon cider that we're going to embrace is 100 pounds. Nope, this isn't right. Our thick cardstocks is what you would want to use for a cardstock base, or even the layering of their thick solid core colors. Stampin' Up's paper is solid and dyed all the way through. Some of the lesser quality papers, if you tear them, have a white core on the inside with just the outside being the color of which you desire. Our thick cardstocks are 100 pounds, and our regular cardstocks, like for layering, would be 80 pounds, and that is our basic white and very vanilla. I love it. We're going to use the basic white today. It comes in a package of 40, and we're going to go ahead and start with our cuttings. We're going to use basic white. We're going to embrace the Beauty of the Earth designer series paper. You can see this gorgeous tree themed collection, and I love the colors of this. It's actually hard to pick a side because our designer series paper are double-sided, so you get 2 for 1. And if you didn't know how you pair your colors together, Stampin' Up! Has the full recipe on the back of all of our designer series paper collections. So you can see here it has all of the colors listed, and I recommend picking 1 for your card base, 1 or 2 for the card frame, and we'll discuss how to balance those now. So we're going to be using the cinnamon cider, Cajun Craze, and early espresso cardstocks. So let me grab those now. Here's your early espresso, and our Cajun Craze is right here. And then we're going to be doing a really fun and simple technique using our sponge daubers. So let's go ahead and start off here with our colored card base. Let's move everything to its side. We're going to start with the cinnamon cider. Now, a standard fold and cut. Remember, this is our thick cardstock, so it's at least 100 pounds. And we're going to go up to, and I'm going to teach you a little technique here. If you look at your cardstock, you should be able to feel a texture, and it will be smoother on the inside and a little bit shinier. It will have a lip, and the lip is where you would close the card. So when you look at this here, it's going to have a little bit more of a rich texture. You can see the fibers of the card, and they're long and all the way through, and it's dyed again all the way through. We're going to take it with the lip and shiny side down. Now, if you're curious about that, you can feel the edge of your card, and this is often when people cut their cardstock, how they can actually make it so your card doesn't fold correctly or look as well. So we're going to take this all the way to 4 1/4. That is half of 8 1/2. And we're going to use the lighter colored score indenter here. So we're going to go ahead and leave an impression right there with these scoring. You don't have to press hard. And I like to stick it in its happy little well at the top right there. And then we're gonna turn the cardstock. I'm gonna turn this so maybe you guys can see it a smidge better. We're gonna turn that to 5.5. You can lift the paper trimmer right there, take it to 5, and then I wiggle my way out to 5.5. I always double check my measurements. That's what they say. Measure twice, cuss once. I saw that on a HGTV show that I like so much, and I always think it's so funny. Sorry, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have a standard card that is scored at 4.25 and cut at 5.5. The other standard shape of that would be to do the opposite. It would be to score at 5.5 and cut at 4.25, which would give you an elongated card. Then we're gonna set that aside. We're then going to do our various layers. So as you can see here, I used Cajun Craze to give it a nice frame. We're going to use that beautiful Designer Series paper, and we're going to then use Early Espresso ink pad. Now that Designer Series paper is Beauty of the Earth, and you can see the full description for all of these items and how to purchase them in the description below with all the measurements right on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. So we're going to take the Cajun Craze and we're going to go down. The standard thing to do to create a balanced frame is to make an even transition down. I am actually going to go down 1/4 inch on all of these layers here. So if this is a card front that is at 4.25 by 5.5, I'm going to take the Cajun Craze to 4 inches by 5.25. When you go down 1/4 of each size, you create a very balanced card. So we took this to 4. It's already been cut, I believe. Let's just double check. Yep. And then we're going to take this to 5.25. And remember, measure once, cut twice, or at least cut twice. Measure twice, cut once. Oh, hey, I can't get that correct. Okay. So you can see here our paper, and I cut all of the cardstocks the same way so that all the lips will go down. So we have this here. We're going to then do the same with the gorgeous Designer Series paper, and we're going to cut that at 3.75 by 5 inches. So you can see here. Take it to 5 inches. I love creating a designer frame around the cute little stamped image of what we're going to do. And this is such a simple technique that you can take any stamp set, and with just a little Stampin' Dobby Dobby, you can change the front. So here we have the fall leaves. I'm so excited. We just moved from California, where we didn't really have any seasons, to Indiana. So we're excited to get the real genuine fall seasons now. Then we're going to take a piece of the Early Espresso cardstock, and we're going to take that to 2.25 by 3.25. So we're going to go that to 2.25 by 3.25. Now, every time we go down 1/4 inch, we are creating a semblance of balance here. And this is going to create a little frame around the little boy. If you did not put the Early Espresso, he would probably be a little bit more lost on the page. But when you ground it with a nice solid neutral, just like this, that also accompanies the beautiful Designer Series paper and matches the color to a T, then you look successful without any real effort. I love that that is something Stampin' Up! Does for us. Now we're going to take our basic white and we're going to take that to 2 inches. By 3 inches. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do a super simple technique. We are only using one form of adhesive at this time. We're going to be using our Stampin' Seal. I like the Stampin' Seal Plus, but that's just me. And embracing the colors that were listed on the back of that Designer Series paper as if that's my recipe. I have the Bumblebee, which is an in color, Cinnamon Cider, that's another in color, and our Regals collection, which is our Cajun Craze. we're gonna take this this little boy is so cute, and it reminds me of those old Campbell soup commercials with the cute little kids. And so we're gonna take the Seasons of Fun designer stamp set. It's a reduced rate stamp set. You can get it free with your Hostess shopping. I love that. I love free. And this is a technique that I would recommend. You have a simply chamois around to make multiples of this card. You'll see here he's stamped in the middle. Now we're going to use sponge daubers today. Sponge daubers come in a 5-pack, and they're these fun little finger daubers with a specialty sponge that's super soft on one end. And you can grab that. Again, shopping list is listed below. We're gonna grab this little cute guy, and he's got a kitty in this inside of the leaf pile. We're gonna take the bumblebee, and I'm barely patting it. Pat, pat, pat. When you do the basics of stamping and basics of card making, you can actually do simple techniques that are fun and easy at the same time. Then we're gonna take the dauber, put it on our finger, and we're gonna daub the corner. Don't press hard, just put a little bit on there, and it doesn't look like much, but really it is. And at random, kind of color in your leaves. We start with the lighter color of the bumblebee. And I'm gonna color the kitty here. Make sure he's a little bit darker, or she. And let's do this little hat right here with the flaps. We're gonna toss in some of that periodically through these leaves that have fallen, and it's gonna mimic the beautiful leaves that you will see in the background of this designer series paper right there. Then we're gonna take another dauber. I don't cross my daubers, and we're gonna go into the Cajun Craze, and we're gonna add just some more of that yummy Cajun Craze to this, that red, rusty, pretty color. And then I'm going to do his little shirt with the stripes. Now, do I have to be perfect? I don't. And this is one of those very forgiving techniques. Now, remember that story where Red Riding Hood and the bad wolf was huffing and puffing and blowing the house down? Well, we're going to re-moisten the stamped image. You can leave it on your surface as you add colors in a variety of ways. I'm actually going to leave that there, but I'm going to put it in front of my mouth and I'm going to huff on it. Literally just open my mouth and send a little puff of air to that, and we're going to stamp him right down. Pick it up and you're going to see the magic appear. Look at that cute little guy. Oh my goodness, he makes me so happy. And then we're going to take our sponge dauber, re-inking it. We don't even need to. It's got a lot of ink still attached. And we're going to soften the edges here, creating a soft illusion of another layer that coordinates, but it kind of kills all that extra whisper white, basic white that you'll see right there, and kind of fill it in. We want to celebrate the fall season. This would make a great birthday card, anniversary card, celebration just for the season, you name it. Then we're going to take that and put this all together. So what we're going to need is a bone folder. I'm going to stick this in the corner so you can see them as we go. A bone folder is an amazing tool that you need in your stamping and crafting repertoire. And so we're going to go ahead and take, remember the flap, we're going to see the crescent line here, the indent, and we need that to be on the outside of the card. Your bump will be on the inside. We're going to fold it. I like to say it's like tucking your cellulite away. Tuck all those bumps away. Then we're going to use the bone folder to do an impression, lifting at 45-degree angles so that gives a simple tool of more pounds per square inch. Then we're going to build our card using our Stampin' Seal. We're going to do the Cajun Craze. We're going to come in here. And this is my little trick. I get asked all of the time, how do you balance this and make sure it's perfectly aligned? You don't worry about it. First of all, double check that your card opened. If you didn't see when I used the bone folder, I turned it over so that we get a better image on the front. I'm going to line up one side. All I'm doing is looking at the top half of this card to make sure it's balanced. And when you put it down, if it's not framed everywhere else perfectly, that's okay as well. We're going to take that gorgeous designer series paper, and because it's double-sided, you could really play with either or of the images, but I love those dancing leaves. Using the Stampin' Seal Plus, we're going to do the same technique here. We're going to take the early espresso and our happy little fall boy, and we're going to use the Stampin' Seal this way here. Oh, I caught my hand on it. frame it out, you can see the kitty. He's dancing inside of the leaves. If you want to jazz it up just a smidge, I would use our Wink of Stella. It's a glimmer pen, and I would just kind of highlight the leaves as they're in here. Not the kitty, not the little boy, maybe his eye, like twinkle his eyes out just a smidge, maybe his nose and a smile. But really, we're just embracing those leaves. We don't want to take away from the card. This takes all of 2 seconds. Boom. And I would say most cards, if you're doing it for a little boy, don't need sparkle. But who doesn't love a little bit of sparkle? I know I do. Then we're going to take this here. Then we're going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus. We're going to place this down. Usually I can use a variety of adhesives. This time I'm going single file, just one adhesive for this little basics card. And it's absolutely adorable. But wait, I want to celebrate the inside. We balance this right into the center of the card. We're going to grab this stamp set that says, "Be who you were born to be." I love that. And the Cajun Craze. Again, we're incorporating that color to the inside of the card. Do a simple little stamp right in the middle. Pull up, and there you go. This all comes together easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you haven't already, you'll see all these upcoming cards and upcoming projects on what to do with the basics of stamping. And I hope that you will check these videos out. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Give me a like. Give me a comment of what you think. Grab this free stamp set, In Your Words, and this free Hostess stamp set, Seasons of Fun, and you can see how to do so on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. I hope that this brings a little smile to your face just like it did me. Thanks for joining me, and make sure you've subscribed and hit that bell so that you can join us all week long as we bring crafting to your door from mine. Happy fall, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Check out these upcoming videos right now and let me know what you think. What videos do you want to see? Comment and let me know. Thanks for coming. Have a great day. Bye.